he is the new #1 man at the West Tigers. We speak of Josh Reynolds. Welcome to the Rush Hour with MG.
Hey, boys. Thanks for having me.
One of my favourite players ever since he put on the Bulldogs jersey. Just has passion personified every time you play, mate.
I'm going to jump in there, Josh, because we had a meeting before this and we were prepping for you to come in. And I've written down the quote because as I heard it, this is quote MG about half an hour ago. I was pushing his barrow to make Origin before anyone else. 7 or 8 years ago, I was on this bloke. So you've got him to thank for your career, essentially.
You, mate. Cheers for that, man.
No,
Get back on the barrow.
he's a trouble cause.
That's all right.
I'm going to have to beep all this now.
Okay, we start again.
No, we're rolling,
Yeah,
mate.
so I've ever since you come in first grade, you're one of them players who are, you remind me a lot of Steve Carter, who I played with at Penrith. Just you were in everything, and you had so much, and you've got so much enthusiasm. Was that always the way as a young footy player?
Yeah, definitely, MG, mate. It was I've said this before, and I get over saying it, but like I'm definitely not the most, like coming through. I wasn't like the standout or whatever, but I had to base my games on those types of things, and the best thing about that, myself now coming to the Tigers, what sold it to me to go there was that Ivan said that he wants me to be me. And I feel I lost that a bit. I really did towards the back end of my career at the Dogs. And it wasn't because of someone was telling me or to do it, but it's just, I'll never have to get up for a game. That's easy for me. I love the sport. I really do enjoy playing, but it's just that those little things on the field that, mate, I wasn't taking them for granted or whatever, but I just didn't have that feeling that I don't know, like that fire. And that's just me being completely honest. But I've definitely over this preseason and heading into that last trial, like I'm really excited.
Well, I don't think you've looked fitter in a long time. I don't know how you strip in the off season usually, but you're looking so fit. 14 years in one jersey, 14 years in that blue and white. We're not going to sit here and lament, what went down, all that type of stuff. Besides the fans at Doggies, who was the player at the club, or was it a doctor or a physio? It was hardest to say goodbye to.
Yeah, it was very hard because, like you say, I'm at a club for so long, and it's not even the players, the relationship you build. As you know, it's easy. You see them every day. You create great bonds, great friendships that'll never go away, I suppose. But it's just because I've known so many people there for so long. Like it's like, for an example, the Gaz Cardins and the Freddie Strauss, they're the guys. So Gaz Cardins, and a guy that trained me when I was really young at Harold Matts and coming all the way through, and he's still there now. Fred Serrato, he's the gear guy.
They underrated the gear stewards.
Oh, mate.
He's so, mate, give me another pair of shorts.
Doesn't he carry on? Hey, it's like you're stealing stuff from
Come
him.
on, man, you've got heaps in there.
But they're the things,
I
hey,
know.
I
know.
Because I'm still keeping really good touch with all the old boys. I still live with Matty Frawley, who plays with the Bulldogs. So, but yeah, they're the things that I really will miss. They're the ones that, not miss, I still keep in touch with them, but I go into the Tigers now, and it's totally different. I can't just go in there and G everyone up because I got to earn their respect first,
True.
That's just
Very
how
true.
it is. It's not even in footy sense; it's in society. So, and it's been a bit of a challenge, but I'm really enjoying it.
Let's talk about the Tigers. You played up in Cairns over the weekend. A good win as well. And how have you pulled up? How was your first hit out in the full team?
Yeah, after the big blackout.
Yeah. What happened?
That was Ivan, I think, trying to pull a plug, saying, we've got the Cowboys. Let's just have a beer and
Let's
go.
just slow down a bit. Yeah, wanted to delay JT's return as long as possible.
Honestly, yeah. But then it's funny you say that because did you have Ronnie Palmer at any stage?
Yeah, no. Against when he was Roosters for a long time when I was coming through my career, and then he was at Panthers for a long time. So I've known Ronnie for ages.
Yeah, well, it was funny because we literally. We had it was my first little team speech too. I'm in the top five. Of the boys.
We'll get to your captaincy
in
in a moment.
First one, and mate, I was pumped. I was dead set ready to go. I was raring, and then bang, the lights go off, and I'm like, "What's going on?"
So you were in the middle of giving your captaincy speech.
Nah, it finished. It just finished, literally. So I'm actually pumped up, and then as soon as we were out, bang, it went out, and I'm like, "What's happening here?" And then they come in and. Well, they said get out of the shed. They sort of just said, let's go on the field because it's so muggy up in Cairns.
Yeah, humid.
So we walk out, and I said, there was one training session this year where we finished the session, and then straight after the session we stretch. Well, halfway through stretching, and old Ronnie Palmer goes, "Boys, get on the line," and everyone's like, "Hold on, we're stretching. Like, isn't it finished?" So it was, and then we started actually doing some more stuff. So it was just a bit of a mental thing to see who switched off. And Ronnie's really good at that. And I've like, hey, test you. And I think that's the best way. And I've sort of said, Ronnie, is this another one of your things? I said the Cowboys they've got involved, but yeah, there was obviously after that we got into it and gee mate, I had fun. I really did. It was nerve wracking and the style we're playing is heaps different to what I'm used to and. But in the end, mate, like I got plenty of things to work on. I was a bit rusty, as you are in the trials, but in the sense of the way we played and how I really think the boys really ripped in and showed how hard we trained the preseason. It was really exciting.
Well, mentioning the 5 captains, so you've got yourself, Elijah Taylor, Benji Marshall, Russell Packer, and Lawrence. So are you Monday, Benji Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm on the Wednesday. That's the bit of that's the low day.
That's the day off at play golf.
That's the day off.
No, but I think it's Ivan's. I think Ivan realises the fact that he's got a team of kind of very similar type players that are getting another chance at another club. Ben Madalinos and Packers, yourself. Elijah Taylor's a discard from Penrith who had a sensational year last year. Did he explain to you what the rationale was around having 5 captains?
Yeah, well, it was more he sort of just said, I think, who did he say? He said someone had done it before. Another team had done it before. I wasn't exactly sure, but I think what you just said, he just said so throughout the whole preseason, he was sort of just said to us, look, boys, I haven't really got a captain in mind yet. I'm just going to let it pick itself, which I thought was pretty cool, because like you said, it's a new team. Someone might step up out of it and be a real leader, but he sort of said to us that out of all of us, we all sort of showed glimpses. And I suppose in the fact of when he actually told us the good news, he's just like, boys, I couldn't sort of separate us, but I think as a whole, the best thing for our team at this time would be to have used 5 there. And we've all got different traits. Benji's done everything. Benji's Benji Marshall.
Good bloke from the dressing room. Really good bloke for the dressing room, isn't he?
You know what I mean? He is, mate. He's always having a laugh. But then on the other side, he knows so much about the game. And then you got Rusty, who's a hard man for the forwards. He'll lead the forwards. And Chrissy Lawrence, who's been around the Tigers for a long time. And as you said, Elijah Taylor, mate, he's a really good leader. He just leads with his actions, trains hard. You know what you're going to get from him. And then I'll have my 2 cents on Wednesdays as well. So, but yeah, mate, to be fair, like at the start, I was like, yeah, wow, this is different. But now I know where he's coming from.
Have the 5 of you sat down together yet since that announcement and talked amongst yourselves on how it's going to work?
We haven't we got a little WhatsApp going now, so we chat good on there. It's something like that's pretty cool. But yeah, we haven't really talked. Even to be fair, Ivan just said, "Look, boys, just work it out," and there's no real set thing. And that's the best thing I like about Ivan too. Like he doesn't make such a big deal out of everything.
Right.
I don't know. It's hard to explain, but he's just like, yeah, boys, this is it, and there's no set thing. There's no this. It just work itself out. So,
well, on that working itself out, let's fast forward and let's dream big for a moment. End of the season comes. You guys ready to accept the premiership trophy? I mean, are all 5 getting up, or has someone worked it out?
Then a finger each, like holding it up. You reckon? I haven't felt how heavy it is because I've lost 2 GMs. But
you're going to be called the glove. Yeah, the captains are going to be called the glove.
Yeah, but. No, it's different, but you know what, mate? I'm just delving into everything. Whatever they want, I'm doing, and I'm just going to buy into whatever Ivan wants.
You had Desi Hassler for a long, long time. Now you've got Ivan Cleary. If you had to pick, one thing that's so different in their coaching styles, what would it be?
Yeah, they couldn't be more different, to MD, to tell you the truth, and that's not a bad thing.
No,
Ivan's like he's really laid back. He's sort of he's. When he explains stuff to you, it's straight. He really lets you work to your strengths. And don't get me wrong, Des didn't do that, but Des is more about the structure and about getting to here, getting to there. But for me, I don't think that suited me. Like I learned to deal with it, and I learned to play like that. And but with Ive, it's work to your strengths. And that's.
Well, they say a change is as good as a holiday.
Yeah.
And that goes all around the league. All these we were looking the other day at all the players. The 21 players have changed clubs, and we worked out that probably 16 or 17 are marquee players. I've never seen so much off-season trading and such a high calibre of player going to different clubs. The competition's so up in the air, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like we've been doing our crystal balls here, and we haven't done the Tigers yet, have we?
No, I think we have, MG.
No,
I think, so Josh, just so you know, mate, I know you listen to the show, so you'd be across this anyway, but we have been doing the NRL ladder. MG's predicting the NRL ladder in reverse order.
Yeah, okay.
So the
you say
Warriors.
you say reverse.
No, you've been doing it in reverse order, remember?
No,
Because you gave the Warriors, you said the Warriors will win the wooden spoon. I think you put the Tigers 15th.
I said
That's
Warriors
all right.
Warriors and Tigers in the grand final.
Oh, is that what you meant, is it?
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's
Over
tipped
in
you.
New Zealand.
Your mate he's tipped you for 15th, unfortunately, Josh. But
Oh,
But
listen
you
to
know
him
what,
go.
mate? Like a lot of punters will, like a lot of people will.
You know
But
what?
you know, like it's it's what happens inside the walls, mate.
100%,
It's,
mate.
and it's what we know. And you know, I mean, you got to have
but-
your opinion. No one,
thanks,
no one
mate.
knows.
See?
that is delightful to hear.
So-
No,
actually.
you know what I mean?
That
Honestly,
is-
like it's true, mate.
And when you come to terms with that, when you don't take it personally, because everyone, you look at the big league here, I got here, there's 20 people have put their tips in. Everyone's got to make their tips before the ball's kicked in anger. And sometimes you can use where people have put you as a bit of motivation as well.
100%.
So, look, you know.
Is that why you did it, MG?
I did.
You knew Josh was
Well,
coming
I like
in.
Ivan too, mate. You know,
Yeah.
like Ivan's
Yeah.
And now he's reverse psychology.
Yeah,
He's like,
I know,
he
he's very
definitely
good.
won't ever play Origin again. So he's
Very good.
He's too smart,
back,
mate.
hey, back on Origin. You want to get back in there?
100%, mate. I'd be lying to say I wouldn't ever want to play there again because you know it's the best thing ever. But I like honestly, it's
What have you got to change in your game to see Jay Reynolds in a blue jersey?
what have I got to change? I've got to. I think I think I just got to go back to what I do well. I really do. And Origin's not it's not about the big players. And I don't like talking about like I'm an Origin player because I'm not. I played one series, got lucky to be in a winning team.
Still play, brother.
Yeah, but like I don't class myself as an Origin player, so I don't really like talking on behalf of it.
Okay.
It's hard to explain. But to the way I can get back in there, and I just think I just got to be myself. And I think a good thing is that Freddie knows. You know what I'm about. I'd love to obviously whatever if I ever got the chance to play 5A again, but I can also play that 14 role. A bit of hooker. I actually played a bit of hooker on the weekend as well. So and because Ives mentioned that to me with Benji coming in, so and that doesn't worry me because I don't have my whole sort of coming through, and it just adds another dimension, you know, to myself and the team. But yeah, I'd definitely love to get back there. I'm not going to lie, but
No,
I just got to knuckle down, mate. I really do. I know it's the old cliche, but I just got to knuckle down and make sure I'm doing me every week, and hopefully that'll be good enough.
Like as a bloke who's watched your career flourish and blossom and just go from one strength to another, seems you're at your best when you don't overthink your game. When you're just on the field and you're just popping up everywhere. And and tell me if I'm wrong, but you don't seem to be a natural setter up of play. You're more of a give me the ball and something will happen.
100%, mate. And that's the thing where I think at the Dogs where I struggled because me and Moses, we're the first ones to tell you that we struggled to be halfbacks, and that's usually their role.
Yeah.
And we were both 2 5'8", trying to set the play up, and we struggled a bit, but it's so different here. Brooksy's he's really good at that. And I've sort of said to him, mate, I'm here to help you whenever you need me. And he said, nah, mate, I'll set it all
That's
up.
great.
And it's music to my ears. Because like you said, especially on the weekend, it was the first time it actually happened. And I was just like popping up everywhere. I was just probably a bit annoying, you know. I was like, yeah. But
Free rainbow.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
you like. Yeah.
And
Well,
I think
Josh, you mentioned Brooksy there, and this is a young fella who we were talking about him the other week. He's actually entering his 6th season in the comp. Like he's only 23 or something, but he's been around for a while. So much expectation on his shoulders when he came into the game. There was hype about what he was going to be capable of. How is your relationship going with him? Because it is going to be so important for the Tigers this year. And what's he like? Because we don't, he's a pretty shy kid externally, but what's he like inside the club?
yeah, it's funny you say that. We actually done a thing the other day. I watched his debut game, and he played well. Like, and I know why the hype was there straight away. You know, like he's just a classy player, and as a bloke, like he's a real legend. Like you said, he's a bit shy, but don't worry, he comes out of his shell when he needs to around the boys. But no, the fact he's playing ability, honestly, if you just watching him, because I was out the back a lot of him on the weekend, just watching him, he was running the ball really well, and that's
a good sign.
That's one of his best things. I really like. He's probably not known for his. He's probably known for his silky skills setting up the plays, but he ran the ball on the weekend, and I really think. Well, I'm going to be telling him, pushing him, mate. That's when you look the best, because if we're all the type of team we got, if we're all on the ball, running all around the ball, I think that's where we'll generate our best play. And for him for his own growth as a player or whatever, I'm just going to tell him to back himself, mate, because it's pretty clear that he's a pretty talented player. But I think, and he said this when him and Mitchell were playing last year, they both probably are halves.
Yep.
They both want to be really dominant. But
Yep.
I've just come in and sort of said, look, mate, this is your show, and whatever you do, I'll follow you.
Before we go through the most famous segment on radio, 3 with MG, and we ask you some delving questions, you've got the microphone. If you had one message to give to Doggies fans, and then straight after that, a message to give the Tigers fans, what would it be?
Yeah, well,
First, the Doggies fans.
Yeah. So with the Doggies fans, I reckon going off how the feedback I've got, they know how it all panned out.
They love you.
Yeah, well, I hope they do, and don't get me wrong, I'll never ever forget where I'm from, whether it's football, my family, or whatever. I'll never forget what people done for me, and the Dogs gave me up to this point what I am today. So I'm forever grateful, and then with just on the fan side of things, they always supported me. You know,
What about your last game? I remember you getting cheered off like you're a king.
That's pretty special, mate. Like honestly, like it's
Bloody oath.
and for the moments like that, I'll never forget. You know, they were the first ones to take me off the field, but then also the first ones to let me know when I had a bad game. But that's passion. Like that's how I play. If I want to play like that, I've got to expect that back. So I just hope that they know that I done everything in my power while I was there to do the best I could, and I thank them for everything. And that's the whole organisation. It really is. Like there's no hard feelings for me.
Well said.
I'm not an angry person, or I'll never hold a grudge. So that's how it goes.
Now, what can Tigers fans expect from you?
Hopefully, well, not hopefully, exactly the same for what I produce for the Dogs. As I said, I'm not gonna be the silkiest player on the field at all times. I'll leave that to Brooksy and those blokes. But I'm never gonna shy away from anything. I'm always gonna put my team first, and I'll always make sure I turn up week in, week out to represent the proud culture and club that I'm coming to.
Well said, brother.
Yeah, well said, absolutely. And for those Tigers fans that are listening to it, if you're a fan and not a member yet, you need to head to westtigersmembership.com.au, get on board, because there's a lot of new blood at the club this year, including this man here with us today. And it's a season you should absolutely get behind your team. Before we get to Through with MG, Josh, we did put up on our Instagram at Rush Hour Triple M that iconic photo of yourself as a Roosters fan.
What a photo.
Talk us through
Do you remember being at that? Do you remember the game? Where the photo was
yeah,
taken?
I remember the game. Don't worry about that. There's some real talking points of the photo, isn't it? I don't know if it's the hat to the side.
Well, we put it out there on our. We put
Looks
it
like
out
something
there.
from Angry Boys.
Yeah.
Hey, Nathan.
And the questions,
doesn't it?
questions have been asked, because the NRL roast has asked, wants to know, Josh, do you still have that earring?
Do I still have the? I've got it saved away in one of my pockets, just in case I go through a midlife crisis and I have to throw it back in.
You'll see him at 50 with a ponytail and that earring.
And Steve has also said on that photo, he wants to know, is that cap covering up some blonde tips? Because it looks like if you got some blonde tips coming out of the cap there.
At that stage in my life, I'm not sure if I had them, but I'd be lying to everyone and say if I've never had them before. So there was blonde tips at some stage.
Oh, fantastic.
Hey, we are not far away from Through with MG here. I wanted to also ask you about, we follow you on Instagram, and the Vegas trip in the off-season. You look like you and your great mate Trent Hodkinson. Is he now living with you and Matt Frawley?
He is.
So
yeah.
the three of you are
That's a
living
good
together.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Three men and a
All
baby.
right, before we get to
Yeah.
Vegas, I want to get an idea of what it's like inside the house between the three of you. What's the dynamic? Who's the messy one? Who's the Joey always bringing home the girls? Who's,
Hey,
what's
no
the setup?
girls.
The Joey was-
Trent's a married man, mate.
Yeah,
like,
come
there's
on,
no
mate.
girls.
Oh, so has Trent's partner moved in as well?
No, so she's actually away overseas on holiday.
Okay.
So
All right.
But Trent, yeah, we can't talk. What's the time? It's about 3 o'clock today.
Yeah.
I play him in a trial on Saturday.
Oh,
so
okay.
we're not talking all week.
Oh, really?
It's already been.
Have you put the line down the middle of the?
I was
That's your.
actually gonna tell him he might have to leave, stay at the Ridges down Cronulla, but I'm gonna let him stay for the
Yeah,
week.
right.
So, but yeah, no, mate, it's actually really cool.
Yeah.
It's because he's one of my really really good mates that I've known for a long time. We've spent some really good moments together in our lives, but it was a bit hard, as you know, when people move away. But to have him back now, just have him around, it's really cool. And Yeah, he's just looking for a place now, but I just said, mate, stay as long as you want. It's good having him there.
Oh, well,
I think Frawley's a bit jealous, eh?
What do you see his back bar? His back bar is like something out of a pub.
Yeah,
No wonder
actually,
he wants to stay there.
If you're not following Josh Reynolds on Instagram, you should, because that back bar setup is outstanding. I reckon we should do a broadcast from there.
AB.
We should line up one day this year.
Any Saturday. Big Ramic race day.
yeah.
Let's get there.
All right, producer Tom, I'll let you work out the details. We'll do the rush hour with MG from Josh Reynolds' backyard. Very quickly, is that the first time you've been to Vegas?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and out of 10?
20.
Yeah.
What a place.
Oh,
But you know what?
I've never been there.
Haven't you?
No.
Far out. Yeah. To be fair, so that was not my last trip to America. That was the one before. I actually needed a trip break from it.
Yeah.
Like it's
Hawaii or
it's
something.
full on, mate.
A month.
It's you need a holiday after it just to get back to reality.
Outstanding. All right, MG, It is time to do this.
What is it?
3 with MG.
That's a magic number.
We've had some fun today, haven't you, in the studio, brother? Now, to top it off, we'll have 3 with MG, which get to know you a little bit better. And these Tigers fans in particular will get to know exactly who you're about, what you're about. Who's your celebrity crush?
Celebrity crush. Better not say the man one. That'd be a bit weird.
No, you can
Oh,
say
give
it.
us the man one. Give us both. Give us one from each.
Oh, let me. It's a bit. I really liked. It's weird. I don't watch his show. Right, Home and Away.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
MG's laughing.
You and Alf. You look like Alf, don't you?
Yeah, big Alfie.
Struth.
What a man. What a man.
Struth.
But I used to love that Pia. Is it Pia Miller?
Pia Miller.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Just a really
Pretty girl.
Yeah. I found out.
She's off the show now, though.
Oh,
Loved up as
That's
well.
the problem
which
with
hurts.
falling for anyone on one of those
I
soapies. They
know.
tend to kill them off, so
Yeah.
you don't get to watch them in much.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Chris Hemsworth, but that's all right.
Yeah, yeah, the one I'm watching at the moment's a good one. Any of you watch it, the old Married at First Sight.
Favourite show?
Oh,
Wow.
God.
What about
Josh.
Davina and Dean?
Come on.
Don't.
How
What?
good is it?
Yeah, mate, I can't watch it.
Oh,
It's so scary.
I watch it with my daughters going, oh!
Oh, mate.
And poor Ryan. Ryan's there going, oh, Davina, we've got tattoos like this
What about
week.
his call? He's gone, what happens to me?
I'm starting to think you knew he was going to talk about this.
No.
MG raves about this
Really?
show. I
Yeah.
can't stand. What? Why do you watch it, Josh? Surely you should be watching tape of your next
They
opponent
watch,
or
too,
something.
they watch too much of that, but
Yeah.
this is kind of.
It's just the
You have
juicy
to
stuff.
think. You have to think.
People actually have thrown up that I go on it. I said, surely not. Come on. I'm
All
not
right.
going that bad.
We'll push
am I?
that.
One more idea. As well as the OB from his backyard, I reckon we need to organise a viewing party of Married at First Sight with the two of you
Yeah,
blokes.
like Gogglebox.
style,
Yeah,
you two sitting on a
100%.
couch.
Oh, it's very
Okay,
juicy.
you're out in the drink in the off season, and there's a karaoke bar on yonder. Which song do you ask the karaoke man to play and you sing to?
Daryl, horses.
What's
Oh
this?
wow, that's Chris Lynn as well.
That was Chris Lynn's as well. Yeah.
That's the way it's gonna be, little darling.
What a song.
Oh, great song.
Mate.
So that's an anthem.
Is it weird that I listen to that before games?
Really?
Yeah.
That's your music.
Like I get a bit of pump up stuff for that, but then I just throw that in, just the feel good, just the real feel good. I don't know.
It is.
I just love it,
Just
mate.
float across the ground like that.
Yeah, 100%.
That's outstanding.
Okay, finally, you go to train tomorrow and there's a beep test set up with then Malcolm's and then all this other crap. What's the go-to fake injury that you pull?
What's the go-to? My age at the moment. I've got one of the oldest one at the Tigers. It really hurts me. I've gone from at the Dogs because there's plenty of older guys, and now I'm coming to Tigers all 21, 22. I'm going, Jesus. What do I do?
Got a little twinge somewhere?
Yeah, maybe my heart. little pea heart. My heart's not in it today, boys.
I think if there's anything your coach Ivan Curry's not going to buy, it's that Josh Reynolds is having heart capacity issues. Plenty of ticker. That was 3 with MG.
Well, that's been an unbelievable chat. Anytime, open door policy. Whenever you want to come in, host the show with us, whatever you want to do, it's up to you.
Yeah, thanks,
But
mate.
you're a breath of fresh air, and just like Wade Graham was last week, and we encourage all clubs listening, send your players in because we'll look after them.
WestTigersMembership.com.au. If you've just listened to that, there is a couple of big reasons to get on board the West Tigers this year. Sounds like there's an amazing culture being built down there, and I'm not kidding. We are coming to your backyard. That
mate.
setup is immaculate.
Let's do.
We'll get producer Dom onto it, and we'll organise to get the show down to Josh Reynolds' place.
You know, I was going to say the address, then I'm
No, that's Just give us your
I
mobile
better
number.
not do it while Trent's there. We might get some stragglers rolling in. which is fine, but just not what Trent's there. Porsche 12 will be going off.
Josh Reynolds, thank you for your time, mate.
Thanks, boys.